probably should have said that earlier.
So there's Ace.
It's actually nice that he's sitting up.
Yeah.
Back. And black leopards do actually have the spots that regular leopards do, which just they're muted.
Yeah, you just have to look at it in the right light.
And Raven will probably be out by the end of the tour, and if she's in the right spot, you can actually see.
Yeah.
The spots, and it's really cool.
Awesome.
And having most names of any species, I don't know where she went. She's still up there.
Yeah, she's up there. She just turned away.
She's just
We can
chilling.
try and see her again at the end because we're going to come back too. So she might
Just
come
like,
down.
I'm good right now. Don't feel like moving.
So they have 40 different names: mountain lion, puma, mountain lion, puma, cougar, catamount, caterwauler, quarter puma, quarter panther, and it goes on and on.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the first three.
Yeah.
So.
And because they're got.
Hi, Shanti.
They're both. We rescued them for a facility in Florida. No longer have the funds. It was these two, and then 2 little boys we'll meet later. These girls are about 2, so they're not fully done grown. This is Shanti. And then they had really simple names when they got here, so wanted to rename them and giving them a new start.
Yeah.
So we picked new names from the Hindu dictionary, also around Christmas time, the New Year. So Shanti is hope and Naya is new.
Okay.
If we go down, so these girls have this entire thing to themselves.
Okay.
They are pretty young, so they still do like to run around and play with each other.
I'm too busy eating my morning grass.
Yeah. They love their grass and they love each other. They're 2 sisters. When they first got here, they came from Florida, and the winter time in Florida is not too bad, but when they got here, it was super cold that first night, so we had to make sure we put extra hay inside their houses and inside their lockdown just to make sure they could regulate their own body temperature.
Yeah.
Because we go somewhere cold and we know it's going to be cold. We're going to bring jackets, but they don't know that.
Yeah.
So this is Solano. He is one of our white tigers. We have 4 total. I want him to pick his head up because he actually only has 1 eye. Solano! Hey! Yano! Hey!
What do you want?
So Solano is one of our white tigers, and these guys, it's kind of like Ace is a recessive trait. His black coat, white tiger is recessive trait. So it was pretty common in the wild up until an Indian ruler decided like killing the white tiger bring him power. You guys can step forward in the shade if you want. You don't have to like stand in the sun. If killing the white tiger would give him power, strength, and knowledge, so he executed most of them until a single white tiger, Mohan, was found in the wild in the 1950s.
Okay.
And being conservation, we're born here in April Fool's Day. You can take pictures as much as you want. They're complete and total surprises. There are 4 of them. They're the babies, even though they're no longer the youngest cats here, but for the longest time they were. Now they're pushing 11 and they're no longer babies. There's 4 boys and, there's 3 boys and 1 girl. I know what it is. It's JP, Jakey, Luca, and Alucha. So if I'm gonna try and do this right, I want to say that's Jake looking at us.
There's the sisters right there.
I want to say Alucha is the one laying down. Luca is the one behind her, and that one is probably JP. We tell them apart. Alucha is the smallest of the 4 when you see her next to her brothers.
Right.
JP is the biggest of the 4. The big platform is actually brand new. We just finished building it a couple weeks ago. Being a non-profit, we did all the painting and stuff ourselves, but when it came to actually building the structure, we had it done professionally, so it will last longer. Heidi, our executive director, did design them though. So when they designed them, she had input on like what happened, but to make sure it lasted, we did professionals.
Right.
And the highest, so I think it's 4 feet, 9, and then I think that's like 15 feet. And Luca is the only tiger who can jump from the ground to the 9-foot platform. Okay. Which is pretty, we didn't think they're going to be able to do that at all.
Yeah.
It's so high, and tigers and lions are super bottom heavy.
Jesus, that's insane.
Luca is also butcher them. Oh, sorry, we mainly euthanize them and then butcher them. We feed them to the cats. So they get everything. They get skin, fur, mane, tail, tendons, ligaments, bones, and it really helps them with their teeth. And it's kind of more like how they eat in the wild. And most facilities will feed a ground meat type of meal, and we just give them everything.
That's awesome.
And they seem to like it. a little bit gross. So this old man is Chompers. Canopali is our oldest tiger, but he is second in line by 2 or 3 months. And he is now 18 this year. He'll be 18 in 2 weeks. And in his prime, he would push over 700 pounds.
Okay.
But since he's 18, he has lost his big stretch. He actually likes his shoes, so that's where he's probably going. And inside, those are his houses, and they have sand in the bottom. So we noticed he was limping, so we moved him inside to Heidi's sunroom with the AC, where he was able to keep a closer eye on him and limit his movement, so we didn't make it worse. And it turns out one of his toenails had grown into his paw pad.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's causing him to limp, which is a good thing, so it's not a huge. They're pretty heavy, and it's difficult to get them out of the water.
Yeah.
Just because they're also hollow.
Yeah.
So this is a great thing for them to use, but they're supposed to be puncture-proof. We met earlier.
Yeah.
In the same facility in Florida. These guys are not actually 2 yet. They'll be 2 in October, so they still have a ton of growing to do. And if you look up, you'll see how big he is.
Good Lord.
And then they have 3 parts of this enclosure. It's 1, 2, 3. Nado. Hey, you want to get out? I can't make him do anything he doesn't want to do. That sound I'm making is a chuff. I haven't had any tigers make it back to me, so I sound kind of stupid. But it's a term of affection. It's a sign of affection or greeting between 2 friends with cats. Usually these guys are up and about and full of love and attention, and they want to be the stars of the show.
Yeah.
When these cats got here, they were actually, this is a 3-part enclosure, so it's this, a middle section, and another piece, and you can kind of see his brother Diwali is up there.
Yeah.
We'll walk down there in a second. But when they first got here, the 2 boys were over here and the 2 little girls were over here. And they were kept here for 30 days in quarantine because anything that they could have, we didn't want that to spread to the other cats. So when we go in there and clean, they each have their own lockdown. As an intern, I can go. The most I can do is press the fence, but I actually can't do that right now, and no one goes in there. Even our executive director, all she can do is press the fence. But most of the cats respond to her as mom. So it's really interesting to see, like, when she comes out, all the cats are like, "What are you doing? Why are you come say hi to me?" So this is Mr. Nadal.
What's going on?
And then his brother. Careful. You good?
Yeah.
His brother's gonna be up here. And if you see Diwali, he's right there looking at us. But before we look at him, we're gonna look at this little lady. This is Savannah. She's taking a cat. Savannah! And then all of you guys want to come up this way out of the shade and look at her right here. But these actually are other resident tigers. So you can see she's missing her left eye. And where Solano lost his to trauma, Savannah lost his to cancer. Savannah lost hers to trauma. Hi, Petite. Hey. So Savannah used to live with her 2 sisters, Kate and Kari. But with tigers, they still get into fights and disagreements with each other, kind of like 2 little boys. They kind of have that 3-year-old mindset. And little boys, how you stop their fight is you get one of their attentions. So that's what we do with cats. It is very difficult to introduce to adult tigers. I heard that. I heard that teeny tiny stuff. I heard it. Yeah. Is that how your day is going? Yeah? Is that how it's going? I know, it's terrible what you're doing. I know. They're both in here, one's in their pool. Sometimes they're on top of the rocks. I know, it's so hard to be a tiger. It's so difficult to be a tiger. And tigers they kind of like moo or moon. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, he's not. Usually they're both up here for attention, but they're both in their afternoon siesta.
Right.
But he's still going to gain at least another 200 pounds before he...
You gotta rest up for work.
Yeah, it's Mega's feed day.
Did you do your laundry already?
Okay.
Yeah,
Don't
he's
forget
had a
you
hard day. It's tough being a tiger.
Don't forget you have to pay your cell phone bill.
Yes, he's adorable. They contribute. They're always... So have you guys gotten like a flu shot or a vaccine and you reacted badly to it?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see Bonnie in a second. Bonnie is my favorite. So Fire got a standard vaccine for tigers at 8 weeks old, but her body reacted so violently. Yep, there it is. Hi, Pretty. Her body reacted so violently that she went to a coma for 3 days.
Oh, I see.
And when she woke up with that, she was mostly blind. And we did have, she's one of our only tigers who has a neurologist and an ophthalmologist.
Okay.
So she actually, we tried our best, like, it's slowly getting better, but she doesn't see completely. She knows her enclosure pretty well, so that's why we like her in here. She has to keep everything. We're Bonnie, we're coming, I promise. When she was little, she actually had a seeing eye dog. Heidi, when she lived in Heidi's area, it was a Great Pyrenees, it would help her see around. But when she started looking at the dog more like a meal, we had to find a different option.
Yeah.
So Melita's actually down here and we actually won't go see her. She is one of our more volatile tigers.
Gotcha.
So she stresses out very easily. And you never know what type of cat you're gonna get when you go with Melita. So she lived with Melita. They lived in the next door enclosure. And they got along okay. Still did have a lot of fights because Melita is the dominant one.
Right.
We had an enclosure open up. So we moved Fire in here. And she's a lot happier to be by herself.
Yeah.
And the first couple of days for her being in here, she ran into a lot of things because she can't see very well. So we had to keep an eye on her. But she figured it out. And the only thing now she can't navigate is that little hut right there.
Oh.
She'll like stick her head in, look around, and then walk back out.
Gotcha.
I'm not going completely into it yet. But she loves to be in this pool. A lot of times we'll walk past and she's just laying in there neck deep. And then the cutest thing is she'll lay next to her pool and only her tail will be in it. And since she can't see very well, a lot of the cats will recognize us by like how we look. She recognizes by our smell. She doesn't like me very much. Sometimes she's kind of moody. So we'll go up and let her like smell us, get a good whiff of her, so she knows like generally.
Hi.
I know. So she was born here at Care. She was one of the cats owned by that famous athlete / fighter. And she'll be 16 this year, so she is getting old. She is on meds as well. She is one of our sweetest cats, and she is one of our smallest cats. So she looks, she's kind of like the same size as Nadal and Diwali, but she is full grown. She is very feminine looking. You cannot, it's with lions, it's easier to tell male versus female. Tiger is not so much, but you can definitely tell she's a little girl, because she's got a very feminine looking face. Feminine looking face, and she's always full of snuffles and love, and she is one of the only females that do consistently spray, which you saw earlier.
Yeah, I saw it.
She is one of my favorite cats because she's always down for affection. She does have a couple of, she can't be perfect completely, so she likes to poop on her platform. So she has 3 of them. You can actually see a pod right there. She'll poop on it. We have to go in and clean it up. And they're the highest platform. The lowest one is 4 feet, and I'm 5 feet. So it takes me like, I struggle to get on top of it. And it's a pain in the butt. And then we do all the maintenance, like the landscaping here ourselves, and through volunteer work. So Heidi, especially when it rains, she'll come in and mow. So we'll lock all the cats up, and Bonnie is one of the first cats that has to be done because she absolutely hates the lawnmower.
Oh, I see.
Like completely ridiculous. So she's such a sweet cat. She has such a nice temperament. She doesn't really get stressed out, but as soon as she hears that lawnmower, she changes. And I have never heard sounds come out of that animal I've heard. Like, it really shocked me. Like, what was this cat? Oh, and so what she's doing right now, we call that a stinky face, but it's actually a phlegm response. So she smelled something in her enclosure that didn't smell right, or it smelled funny, and it's her way for her to open up her nasal passages more to kind of get everything open up, and so she can know what it is better. I don't know what she smells because she's always been in this enclosure, but something new. Something from her. But she hates the lawnmower, so we have to distract her with lots of attention and hopefully kind of keep her calm and get it getting out quickly. But she's not completely perfect, but she's good enough. Yes, Bon Boo. Oh, there we go. Usually it's the yeah. I know, that was mean. That was mean. Alright, so we're going to walk down past Bonnie. Okay. And see our collie is only peeping out on the other side of the pipe right here. Hi, Zoo. Hello. Hi, Zoobie. So lions are inherently lazy. They can sleep for up to 22 hours a day. They do a lot of lounging. We met Wally earlier. That's actually, these are his boys.
Okay.
And how he matured so quickly. We kept him in the well together as they were growing up. And the earliest known lion breeding captivity happened at 4, so we thought we had time. Surprise. We had the accident. We don't typically breed, but surprise.
Yeah.
So we were able to calculate based on when Noelle gave birth.
Right.
When we got her pregnant, he was 18 months old. Head up on the platform.
Okay.
They were brought here about 8 weeks of age from a facility in Florida, not the same one that the warrior came from, but a different one. And when they got here, they didn't have names. So us being a nonprofit, we decided to hold a fundraiser that said it was an auction, so whoever had the highest bid could name the tigers within reason.
Okay,
so
that's
Slade
cool.
right here is named after Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke.
Yeah, we're both comic nerds, so.
And then Boomer is named after a Bengals quarterback from the 80s.
Hey, that's cool.
I don't actually know much about it. I know more about Slade than I do Boomer's name.
Yeah.
Same.
And they're both little hellions, completely and totally. From Cubs on, their names fit them, especially Slade because he's little. They're super sweet. And then same thing with, this is a new enclosure, so their platform, it's 3 tiers and they actually will go up and down. Usually they're actually in the top sleeping.
Gotcha.
But for now they're in the bottom. And then they do have their own 2-tiered waterfall. So the top part is a pool that's about 3 feet deep, and then the bottom is a pool that's about 1.5.
Okay.
And they can go either or, and then Boomer actually got to the top of that in 2 minutes, but it took him 45 minutes how to get down when we first put them in here.
Yes.
And then tigers do love to swim, so, and these guys actually, we fed them an entire carcass a couple weeks ago, but they still have teeth.
Oh.
So Trooper 5, Trooper 3, these guys are super identical, we can barely tell them apart. The vice president of our board, Jamie, is actually the only person here who can look at them and tell them apart.
Oh wow.
So these guys have painted toenails with animal safe fingernail polish.
Okay.
And so what you see Richie's doing now, lemurs are a female-dominated species. So females will scent the area with their lady parts to mark their territory.
Gotcha. Okay.
We had 4 lemurs come in in 2012. They were stopping here before they went to South America, but the paperwork fell through, so we opted to keep them.
Gotcha.
We have 4 lemurs. We had 4 lemurs, now we have 8. We had 3 females and 1 male. So the 3 females were actually all pregnant when they got here. And we didn't know they were pregnant until they gave birth.
Gotcha.
And because they are female-dominated species, when they all gave birth, it changed the dynamics of the group. So we had to separate some of them. So who's in here are kind of the outcast. They get along with each other, but they didn't get along with Ruth, who was the alpha in here. Okay. So up here, this is Miss Stewart. Mort is looking at us, and then Rita is on the back.
Okay.
I can tell these guys apart because there's 3 of them. It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Rita has a scar on her nose, and she's also missing a finger.
Okay.
Miss Stewart is the other female, and the females are slightly smaller, like less than a pound difference. And then Mort's just always got this dumb look on his face.
Hi.
Can I see your toe? And this is Stella. No. This is Ruth. And they just took that as like an investigation. They are very curious. So there's 3 females and 2 twin boys in here. So when 2 of the females, when they were pregnant, when 2 of the females had singles and then 1 female had twins.
Gotcha.
So our numbers expanded from 4 to 8. And then all of this is relatively new. Heidi does design most of it, and then the designer, the contractor, who was fine, but we noticed that her siblings were picking on her more than normal, more than what should be. And it was quite bad, so we separated her. And she was getting better, but she was still kind of a social outcast even with these 2. And then we noticed a lump in the soft tissue of her rear end. So we were like, oh my gosh, what is this? And her being a white tiger, we instantly thought melanoma. So we took her to the vet and got a surgery scheduled to remove it. Turns out it was a testicle. she was born a hermaphrodite.
Okay.
So she was putting both male and female pheromones out, and that's why her sisters picked on her.
Gotcha.
And Akari, had she been born in the wild, had she been in the wild, her mother would have left her to die because she was confused. She wasn't normal. She wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
So Akari definitely has a better life in captivity than she would have in the wild.
Right.
And also Akari, we just had a tumor removed from her ear. It was a melanoma, so we're keeping a close eye on that. She is one of our special cases, and she will only eat horse meat. Most of the cats don't care cow or horse. She really prefers horse.
Okay.
And then next door, these guys love each other to the fence. It's Cindy and Rasa. Rasa, I have to look. Yeah, so Rasa is up here, and then Cindy is going to walk towards us.
Hi.
These guys are not siblings, but they were introduced as cubs. I believe Rasa was born here. I don't think Sydney was, but I don't know where she came from either. These guys are super sweet. Hi, Sid.
Aww.
These guys are a little more difficult to tell apart. The only really way we can is Sydney is a lot darker than Rasa, especially when they're up and moving.
Okay.
And Sydney's the only one who will let me spray her with the hose. Rasa won't. And that's even sparingly. And Rasa is a significantly lighter tiger than her cage mate. And she also has a canine that's not straight. It's actually jutted out to the left.
Okay.
So it causes her to have a snaggle lip like Elvis.
Okay.
And they're very sweet tigers, and their platforms also now. And it took us like an hour to paint this, and they love it. Who is probably on the other side, so we'll go around and see. These guys are actually the parents of the babies.
Okay.
They're still here. They were both boarded here, and before we could get custody of them when they were left, we had to get custody, and then after we got custody, we had a spay and neuter clinic, so we neutered all the males that we could, because it's simple, it's freaking easy. But unfortunately, Archie had a retained testicle, so we could only halfway do it. And with a retained testicle, it's somewhere in his abdominal cavity, so it's more, and now with the surgery, it's never allowed. Tess is a 16-year-old tiger. She is very sweet, but she is also one of the most food-aggressive cats here. So instantly when she gets fed, she turns into a demon that actively tries to kill, to maim, to protect her food, and it's quite scary. But without food, she's perfectly happy. She's perfectly sedate tiger, pretty chill. She's also a prime example of how these guys can hide things. So mate Samson until he died about 2 years ago. And when he died, she got very depressed, very sick. She stopped eating, stopped drinking. So we tried to introduce her back with Layla, with Noel and Mawali to see if... are you gonna pee? Yolo does not like people, but she likes Dahlia. Dahlia likes people. Dahlia does not like me. I can get close to the fence and then she will spit. Dahlia, if she stands up, which she might do right now, she actually only has 3 legs. She was brought to us as a baby with a badly fractured leg up high at the femur. See, Yola wants human interaction, but she's scared of people. So her leg was badly fractured. So we have a very sweet old man. He's 15 this year. He's very photogenic. He is so handsome. But he actually lived as a house pet for the first year of life.
Oh, wow.
So he lived in someone's home. The lady, she lived with him. She slept in her bed. He ate steak every night. She cuddled with him, but she decalled him. She was talking to decalling him, thinking he would make him safer. He likes it. The tigers, most of the tigers, it's 2 tigers. It's the max I can fit in this box. They've tried to fit more, but they kind of fall off. He is 1 over 4, and the rest of them are still probably over there.
Yeah.
Freaking in the sun. And then we have